fan because I called his coming out fight against Bradis Prescott.
He's
and
special.
then various other stepping stones throughout his career.
I also think he's one of those guys that if you tell him he can't do something, he wants to show you and shock the world.
1,000%. Absolutely right.
I also think Canelo is slowing down.
I didn't give Canelo more than like 3 rounds.
Yeah.
Maybe 4 if I'm being generous.
You know, becoming the first undisputed world champion in the 4-belt era in 3 different weight classes. Really, and the way he did it, and you know, the class that
Joe Rogan praised Terence Crawford for silencing the doubters with a brilliant performance against Canelo Alvarez. He pointed out Crawford's smooth footwork, pinpoint accuracy, and his ability to adjust his strategy as the fight unfolded. The victory pushed Crawford's legacy to new heights, with voices like Bomani Jones even arguing that Crawford might be capable of beating any version of Floyd Mayweather Jr. It's a daring statement, but it shows how strongly many now believe. In Crawford's dominance across multiple weight divisions, in his elite boxing intelligence, qualities that make him one of the most complete fighters of this era.
To that, because again, you're talking about somebody who is stubborn.
And for sure.
Who wants to prove everything he can prove.
100%. I agree with that too. But I think there's in boxing and certainly in MMA, there's a certain amount of years where a fighter can keep the RPMs up. And, you know, when they're in the red line, and there's some people subscribe to the idea of 9 years. There's 9 years is the most that a elite fighter in MMA has performed at their prime. I think that's a bullshit number because I think it's entirely dependent upon lifestyle, nutrition, discipline, physical attributes. There's a lot of factors.
George Foreman won the heavyweight championship of the world in boxing at age 45.
True, but he took...
Analysts believe Terence Crawford produced one of the most impressive performances seen in modern boxing, moving up several weight classes to challenge Canelo Alvarez. Crawford still displayed elite technique, calm composure, and exceptional ring intelligence. Despite being older and returning after a lengthy break, he performed at the highest level, which many observers described as a rare and memorable moment of greatness in the sport. Meanwhile, Shakur Stevenson also gave credit to Canelo for consistently stepping into the ring with top-level opponents. He emphasized that true legends are not judged only by the number of wins they collect, but by their willingness to face the toughest challenges throughout their careers.
We said that this is a game of IQ. There's going to be movement within the fight. You're going to have to answer different types of questions and bring different types of game plan. Crawford did that. He was able to do it backwards. He was able to do it forwards. He could trade in the pocket, catch the stuff, and then counter. He was absolutely magnificent. Listen, I know this is raw and we've only just walked out the stadium, right?
10 minutes ago.
And when the dust settles on this, we'll probably have better answers and better thought processes. And I'm sure people watching this will get stuck into the comments and maybe say what I'm about to say is quite outlandish. That might be the single best performance that I have ever witnessed live. It was absolutely tremendous. You've got to take into consideration the weight jump. This is a man that was champion at 135, 140, 147, and obviously recently at 154. But let's be honest, he even jumped up to 154 pounds for that. To go then up to 168 and take on the former pound-for-pound #1 king on a Mexican holiday weekend in Las Vegas and managed to beat him on the cards when the judges tried to do him. Mate, it is out of this world what Terence Crawford just did. And he needs all the flowers in the world. He needs all the praise in the world. And I don't think you're wrong, mate, by saying he's the pound-for-pound #1. It's an ever-moving list. That performance alone deserves to put him right at the top of the
Yeah, he's become... There's an argument that he becomes an all-time great with that performance, like you say, because the majesty, the poise, the presence all week, the pinpoint accuracy of everything he did in there, to the fact that in the end, Canelo was frustrated and knew he couldn't do anything to Crawford, and he started...
Visibly frustrated, wasn't it?
No, visibly frustrated that he started to do a weird kind of showboating because he didn't have any answers for what was happening and unfolding in front of him. I think Terence Crawford has rubber-stamped himself as an all-time great tonight, and I want to revise a view on him. I wondered whether he would have been capable of beating Floyd Mayweather at welterweight.
Oh, you're going for it now, aren't you?
And I think, yeah, we got to. I think
Terence Crawford made history by becoming an undisputed champion in 4 weight divisions with an impressive win over Canelo Alvarez. Analyst Paulie Malignaggi compared his dominance to Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s era, suggesting it could signal the start of Crawford's own era in boxing.
Terence Crawford has had an amazing career against a lot of very good fighters and world-class fighters, and honestly has barely lost a round. When you look back at Bud Crawford's career, there is something really special. It's one of those things now, because now I've now seen back-to-back generations of Floyd Mayweather and Bud Crawford, and man, you know, it's one of those things where now I understand why the people that lived in the Ray Leonard era say, you know, wish we could see Ray Leonard against Mayweather, and how that would be. Because it just leaves such an empty feeling when you have such special fighters that were in different generations, and you saw both of them. You know, I saw the entirety of the Mayweather generation. I saw the entirety of the Bud Crawford generation. Just incredible. Really, really incredible. And I know Mayweather gets a lot of hate, but for me, he's a tremendous, tremendous fighter. And Terence Bud Crawford is in that realm as well. And it's a fight we'll never get to see. So what are we going to do? You know, it'll be up to the fantasy fights, you know, but let's get into it, man. I want to get into the undercard as well and some of my thoughts on the Netflix show. But let's get into the main event first. Crawford really boxed very, very well, very, very intelligently. The question mark was what happens when Crawford gets hit cleanly. I'm not sure he got hit cleanly at the whole fight. You know, he got hit with some partial shots. Some shots landed cleanly, but by the time Canelo started landing anything cleanly, I think he was hesitant because he was getting countered so much that he was taking some of the steam off the shots in order to hope to be more accurate. Because even late in the fight, there were a couple of shots that Canelo landed, but
Terence Crawford's dominant showing lead Devin Haney to claim that Canelo Alvarez would win no more than 3 or 4 rounds. His remark highlighted how decisive Crawford's victory looked, and suggested that many young champions no longer see Canelo as the unbeatable force he once was.
Sure, Devin. I didn't give Canelo more than like 3 rounds.
Yeah.
Maybe 4 if I'm just being generous.
Can't get away from this
Maybe
fucking
4.
crowd.
Are you shocked or not?
Hey, right here to my left.
Are you shocked or not?
Nah, I'm not shocked. I knew that.
Many people in the boxing world praise the fight as a true show of warrior spirit, giving credit to both Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez for their bravery in the ring. Bill Haney also remarked that Crawford's victory over Canelo looked even easier than his win against Errol Spence Jr., pointing out how Crawford continues to dominate elite opponents and make high-level fights look surprisingly one-sided.
Exactly. And you guys knew what was going to happen. You were in denial. That shit looked easier than Earl Spence. Did look, huh?
It's a brilliant performance. Brilliant performance.
Man. Shout out to Team Crawford, Bo Mack, and that whole team, man. You know what I mean?
Where'd you rank him all-time list after that?
I mean, put his face on Mount Rushmore. You get what I'm saying? He deserves his place, for sure.
Did you score it, Bill?
Yeah, I scored it a lot for Crawford and very little for Canelo. If any. I don't know.
112.
I don't know. I mean, I could pick one or two. I could pick one or two in there or something like that.
I know it's straight after the fight. But do you want to see Crawford go out on that, or do you think there'll be a rematch?
No, I don't hear a bunch of partying going on. I listen. It sounds like a funeral home in Allegiant Stadium. Did Crawford win? It sounds like it's a funeral home. Look, you see over there. You see it's quiet. It's quiet as shit. Yeah. Is it a holiday or what? Oh my God. Oh my God. Listen, that's a Crawford fan. He's Mexican. Now, listen. Hey, y'all know what's up. Crawford did it. And only person that's talking is me. November 22nd. If you don't want to hear nothing else,
Terence Crawford's victory over Canelo Alvarez carried huge historical significance, moving up 3 weight divisions to face a naturally bigger opponent. And with no catchweight, Crawford still won convincingly. Analysts agreed there were no excuses. The win was purely a result of skill and strategy, as he successfully neutralized Canelo's strengths while showcasing his full arsenal of boxing abilities. The conversation has now shifted from whether Crawford belongs among the greats to exactly where he ranks in boxing history. Analysts concluded that Terence Crawford established himself as the superior boxer against Canelo Alvarez. His precise, striking adaptability and champion mindset allowed him to control the fight, showcasing why he is regarded as one of the most complete fighters in modern boxing.